Ashay, brah. Ladies and gentlemen, how is everyone going? Ladies and gentlemen, theys and zers, welcome to the Ashay Boy podcast. It is back. It is back. Bigger and better. I'll be announcing a lot of new segments. The content's going to be pumping every single week. Whenever day I'm free, I'm going to be filming. I'll be filming a short video too with some accent stuff. That's probably going to come out on tomorrow. I'll be filming this podcast today and this will be coming out tonight. So I really hope everyone is hyped for the comeback of Ashay Boy 2K21. Soon to be Ashay Boy 2K22. Or my nickname could be Ashay _bra 2K22. Because as you can see, I'm getting very festive. And this festive season, you need some Friendly Geordies merch. So I highly recommend you buy Friendly Geordies merch. Praise the God of the Labour Party. Yes. So, in this very journal here, I have my notes. And in my notes, I have my content. And ladies and gentlemen, Ashay is back. Now, first thing I want to talk about is why I was on a hiatus for a couple months. So the past couple months, I've had an enjoyable experience with a couple of setbacks in between, especially since I just came out doing my work placement and then I only had 5 weeks of TAFE and there was a lot of assessments to do. It was really stressful. I was fucked. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to sneeze right now. Am I about to sneeze? Nah, surely not. Yep, no, I think I survived that one. So getting back on track, had my work placement, got to TAFE, only 5 weeks, such a stressful period. I was burning out. I was tired, I didn't have the energy. And then once I finished my TAFE studies, bam! Work. Doing all those work shifts, getting that money in the bank just before Christmas, I've got to buy that stuff just before Christmas. You got to buy those presents for your fam. You got to buy those presents for yourself. Do what you have to do for your community. But it has been a very, very busy spring for me. And it also has been a very busy summer currently. So it's been absolutely chockers. As you can tell, right now I have the house to myself for a week. My mum has just gone away. She is doing FIFO, so good luck to her. And also, if you love my content and you want to see more of my content, like and subscribe to the Ashay Boy podcast. There's going to be a lot more content coming out every single week because I will be free. All right? I'll be free to post all the content that you want. Now, I might be taking a break during that Christmas period, but when I'm free, I'm going to be pumping that content out. Like boom, 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 boom. There's going to be more guests. There's going to be more amazing segments. I promise to you all, you Ashay bras, all right? Anyone that follows the Ashay Boy podcast is an instant Ashay bra, all right? If you join the Ashay Bra Club, you have my heart. If you're an Ashay bra, we'll make sure as Ashay bras that we protect ourselves and make sure we social distance from the Ashay bra. Because Ashay bras are the diseases of today's society. Now this is the metaphor. I'm not talking about the Ashay bras. I'm talking about Ashay bras. Ashay bras are the C word. Now the C word I'm not going to say because I hate talking about it, but that Ashay bra is the C word. The C word meaning Corona, like the drink everyone drinks, 2 years ago. But now, who wants to drink Corona? No one. Everyone's on that Heineken Great Northern beer, vodka for life, like you gotta do what you gotta do. And yeah, I've won a lot of awards. So I won a couple awards for my work placement. I got my certificate for in community services. Went to a couple gigs, met the Potty Boys, and then met one of the Potty Boys again, Evan. He has his own podcast, Post Nut Clarity. Just swipe and subscribe and follow them on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple iTunes, but Apple is shit, so just those ones, the alpha ones. But yeah, it is big. Big things are going to come for me next year, and I've already written all my goals that I wanted to do, which I'm going to explain later on during the podcast. So yeah, at the moment, I'm just going to check my journal. So at the moment, I've just spoken about my hiatus period. And now I'm going to be talking about the major new segments that are coming onto the podcast. So a major new segment onto this podcast. This is going to be very clickbaited content, all right? I want this to be the star, right? Is life experiences and the mental health sector. A big thing for me, being on the spectrum, I've had a lot of life experiences. That's why I want to work in the community services sector. And that's why, I love talking to people. I love socializing with people. I love helping people. I have a lot of empathy for a lot of individuals. And I want to help people out in events, in the community, but most importantly, myself. And I truly believe that the best way to achieve your goals is to write them down. Write them down in your journal. Write them down anywhere you want. Because if you write them down and you put within that goal short-term steps that you want to do and a date, you will achieve it. But if, it passes that date, that's not a disappointment. If you pass that goal before the year, that's amazing. Even if you made slow process with that goal, that's amazing. Because we all got to do the right thing in this current world, in this current situation. So the new segments, all right? Sex confessions. So I'll be making a couple of confessions that needs to be laid on the table. Now these confessions are on my own, and whatever happens on this podcast stays on this podcast. It doesn't go beyond the other podcasts. It goes blah, 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 blah. All right? Whatever happens on this podcast stays in this podcast. If you want to share videos, share the video to your friends and family. I want those subscriptions going up before April 2nd, 2022. I want to get to 200 subscribers on my birthday, right? So if you could all promise me, and you all pray, to like, subscribe, push the notification button, and share that video to all your friends and family, that'll be amazing. Thank you guys. So, that new segment's in. The next thing I want to talk about is some boring current affairs. Now, if you don't feel like watching this current affairs sort of segment thing, you can skip it to your later minutes, because this segment is quite big for me. If you like current affairs, go ahead. If you're not a fan of it, that's okay. So, the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot going on the news, and there has been a lot of stigmatization. I can't even say stigmatization. Fuck. I'll just say there's been a lot of stigma between the media and how they portray COVID-19 cases, and how they treat people that have passed away because of the virus and the way that it has destroyed people's mental health, especially people who are fixated on the news. Now, when you're on the internet and you're looking at news articles and stuff, do not trust anyone within the media, okay? YouTube's the best media platform in the world. However, you need to ensure that you're protected for yourself and to others. Because every single media place has a different agenda, different views, different policies, la-di-da. And a big thing is, don't read the headline, read the full article. If you read the full article, you understand the perspective, what line of political ideology they believe in, left, right wing, centralized right, centralized left. If you do that, and you go, and your mentality is, hey, this is stupid, good on you. If you're like, oh my God, no, don't freak out, right? If you freak out for a little minor thing, that's going to affect on what you do on a day-to-day basis, Monday to Friday if you're working, or on the Saturdays for casual shifts. You've got to protect yourself from the media, all right? Like myself, I've read a lot of stuff because I need to keep up to date with Victoria stuff and, New South Wales, But I don't just read it and go, oh my God, I believe in everything. No, I read the article and go, what's this? This seems weird. Why are they doing that? Now, the good news is a lot of people are getting tested. And that's why you can see there's an upcreek in cases with the virus. However, everyone needs to prepare themselves for the date. Once that date is finalised, we all got to protect ourselves and our loved ones. We want to make sure our hygiene practices are crucial and effective. Wash your hands, that's common sense. Use hand sanitizer, that's common sense. Make sure you get takeaway. If you want to have something to eat, wear a mask. It's a bit of common sense. Like what Danny Mark said, common sense. During the winter, it's going to be really hectic because it could just go boom because everyone will be indoors. Now, we're in the summer, we're in that festive period and everyone's going to be enjoying Christmas and stuff. We're going to take it day by day and we're going to do what we have to do. Because if we take it day by day and we think in the present, happiness comes. And within that happiness, people will love you for who you are. So if we love and protect one another, if we stay as a core like my Tay family, if we stay as a core in our workplaces and stay as a core together, we can all make sure that we better protect ourselves once an influx comes in. And when it does come in, everyone will have to prepare themselves for some of these things. TAFE closures, university closures, exposure sites get tested and then staying in the house for a week. Now that's only going to be based on health advice. So that's a big thing. Now, if you want to do summer events right now, do them. Do not say no. I encourage you to say yes. Because next year, we could be lucky again, or we could be in the crap. There could be caps based on health advice. There could be events being cancelled because they're exposure sites. There could be kilometre restrictions if it gets too much. However, the worst thing of all time is the stigma behind unvaccinated individuals. Now, this is a tough subject. It's a very tough subject to talk about. There is some people that don't like vaccines, but it's not all people. There are some people out there that are not getting it for other particular personal reasons. One of them, for example, is the vaccine mandates that have been put in place for all jobs. Some people are not liking that, and that's why they're not getting the vaccine. People are losing the freedom of choice. Now, I'm vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated, and I can say that because I'm open about my vaccination status, and I'll be getting my booster in February. Some people are more private about it. Some people don't really want to say and want to keep it to themselves. And that's fine to them, because if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. However, if next year there may be some discrimination between people that are vaccinated and people that are unvaccinated. So everyone's got to be careful when they're out. Even just don't mention your vaccination status. If someone asks you, yeah, you can. But if you feel uncomfortable about it, just say, hey, I feel a little bit uncomfortable saying that question. I like to keep it to myself. If you do that, that's fine. But don't get angry about it. Now, the protest, do I agree and disagree with it? I agree with some points and I disagree with some points. What I agree about the protests is the vaccine mandates for all the jobs. I agree with the mandates in essential jobs. Some of the other jobs, why there is, vaccine mandates for small businesses when they're going to go to the plummet. Now, this is going to be a big debate, so if you want to comment down below some suggestions. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. Everyone has their different opinions and different values, different goals. Now, this is just me talking about what I think, and everyone else has a different opinion, and that's okay. We all have different opinions, and it's going to be a pretty hardcore year next year, and I'm hoping so yeah, that is the segment of stigmatization. Oh my God. See, I can't even say that word, like I can't even speak English. I'm just gonna say stigma, because that word I just can't say because I can't pronounce it, so I'm dumb. I'm just can't speak English. So I've talked about stigma. Now, okay, this one's a big one. So for my work, so I work at Optus. But what's happened is Cricket Australia have been, I'm going to say in the most appropriate term, I'm not upset with Cricket Australia. I'm very disappointed. Very deeply disappointed. Cricket Australia have been major Ashay bras. They haven't been Ashay bras, they've been major Ashay bras. Even so, they could get upgraded to Chad Ashay's bra. Because them Chad Ashay's bra from the eastern states have said, oh my God, I don't want to play in Perth, I don't like it. Okay? And that's not cool. That's really offending someone that is from Perth. Now, there's some few cricket players in New South Wales and allegedly, and some cricket players in Victoria allegedly said those comments. And that is really disappointing to hear. Because I was supposed to work a lot of the cricket. No, Ashes cancelled, yeah, bruh. They just Ashayed off to, oh, let's play a test in Tasmania, bruh. Like, come on. It's unfair. And the cricket's just done an Ashay move, you know? It hasn't gone the Ashay way. And the Ashay way is taking that week by break so that quarantine happens. It doesn't make any sense. And that's okay because I got a lot of other shifts for my other job. And that's okay too. And as you can see here, I've got some artwork here, some artwork there, and over on this side there's some Christmas stuff there. So, you know, I'm doing great. You know, I've got nothing to worry about. You know, pray for Optus Dame, everyone. So comment below if you think Cricket Australia are major bigots. So the next segment, ladies and gentlemen, is the next federal election and the next election for Victoria. Praise for Victoria. Victoria has been through a lot. I'd say it's my second home. Equally, I would love to settle there, get married there, retire there. A lot of cases, a lot of deaths, and now they're living with the virus, and it's really sad to see. Now, the pandemic law, very controversial. I don't really want to go into that. It's just, it'll just ruin my energy during the day if I'm going blah, 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 the pandemic law, la, 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 la. Yeah, I don't want to be doing that stuff. However, in that hierarchy, ministers, premier, dictator Dan, and then he got Mouse, Martin Foley, and Brett Sutton, the Illuminati triangle, as I call it. The Dan, Martin, Brett triangle, the Illuminati triangle. Last year, they did such an amazing job from going from above 900 cases to 0. However, when this Delta thing came, it was impossible to get to 0. And they had no choice but to get people vaccinated and to ensure when they get vaccinated, they're better protected from the virus. Now, as you can see, you know, on the ABC, well, blah, 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 it is at a stable condition. However, it may get worse if people don't get their booster shots. Now, Dictator Dan has been getting a lot of hate online, allegedly, and it's just terrible to see. It's terrible to see him feeling crap. I really want him to get the holiday that he deserves. A lot of people don't like him. I've had some differential opinions about him. However, I'm a big Labor fan, and allegedly the other Liberal guy said that conversion might come back, which is absolutely terrible and absolutely backwards towards a 21st century years to come. And I hope Dan Andrews gets re-elected because this Liberal guy is going to bring back conversion, allegedly, and I don't want that to happen. Especially to our LGBTIQA plus people. And every single pronoun that is not she and he will face terrible consequences in Victoria if this conversion law is passed by Liberal government. And no one, I don't think, will want that to happen. And in the federal election, it's going to come down to Perth and it's going to come down to Brisbane. In Brisbane, vote for Anastasia Plebisek and all Labor seat electorates. If Perth goes for Danny Mark and all Labor electorates. I hope, allegedly, Liberal loses 4 seats and Albanese has achieved government. I hope Anthony Albanese wins the next election. Once he does, there will be new jobs, new freedoms, and happiness. That happiness is going to come for every single state, where new jobs are going to be implemented for the environment. We have the resources and we have the solutions However, I haven't been the biggest fan of the protests because they haven't stated solutions. Solutions are the key part of making sure climate change is stopped. It's stopped in its tracks. Okay? And I'm pretty serious about this topic because it means a lot to me. Me being on the spectrum, there's some subjects that I'm very... Oh, man. See? Sometimes it just goes... Pow. But sometimes there's topics that I talk about that I want to talk about in detail in an Ashay structure page. And once that comes in, boom, new jobs for people, wind energy, solar energy, electric cars, saving the environment, saving money, putting more money in the economy, and then all the podcast boys are just going to be rich. So it's going to be big. Mining boom, boom. Yep, rich WA boys, yeah. So that is what is going to happen. So hopefully it does happen. We get more jobs into the economy, but I'm not going to talk about the economy because everyone's going to be very bored. So, next topic, ladies and gentlemen, is why in the start of my segment I said, Ashay brah, okay? Now, Ashay brah, if you take that E out and you put that A, it's Ashay brah. Ashay brah are absolute kings. If you're an Ashay brah, you're king. If you're an Ashay brah, you're not king. You're a pawn. Ashay bras help the environment. Ashay bras care about people. Ashay bras do podcasts. They slay the DMs. They slay all the girls, slay all the boys, whatever gender you love. They slay TAFE. They slay jobs. They slay every single aspect of their life. Because if you're an Ashay bra, you'll forever be an Ashay bra. And also, I highly recommend, if your name is David or Holly or whatever name you wanted, make sure to put the Shay in there. David Shay Bra or Holly Bra, Holly Shay Bra. That Shay is really important because once you're an Ashay Bra, you'll always be an Ashay Bra on this channel. Because whatever happens on this journey will stay the course. Because more content's going to be coming out. And it's going to be very exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been going on, this podcast is going on for 28 minutes. And now it's time for some confessions. Confessions. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to make a confession. And that confession is... da 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 da, pa 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 pa, da 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 da, pa pa pa, da 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 da. Sex confessions. My first confession. I haven't had sex before. Sadly, I have not. You know, going into high school, year 10, 11, 12, I met a lot of girls that were great friends, but I was too scared to get to that next stage, and it was a bit tough because I was doing ATAR in year 11. Year 12 was really hectic because of COVID, and then year 10 I was going through some personal stuff which you can listen to on some of the previous podcasts on my channel. So I haven't done the deed yet. But once that's done, boom. It's never too late. Just like your license, it's never too late. And I'm hoping to pass my PDA early next year. I pray to the PDA gods. And my other confession is... I'm sorry, Western Australian girls. TAFE girls are great. Melbourne girls are sadly more of my type. Now, I'm going to state the 5 reasons, because Perth girls are amazing. Love them to bits, can be great friends and everything like that. However, there's these 5 exceptions that I reckon Perth will get in the next 3 to 4 years, but it's just going to take a little bit longer. 1, footy. A lot of girls support their footy clubs. They talk about footy. I'm a footy fanatic and I need that in my life. 2, when I'm on those DMs, they go bam! They're just right in there, you know? They don't mess about on the DMs, they just bang in there, you know? Just bang in that content. 3, a lot of phone calls. Perth boys are great. Perth girls are great, but it's very hard to get a phone number. But when Melbourne girls, it's boom, phone number, boom, you know. 4, they have gone on to that next stage that Perth girls haven't. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, Perth girls are a disappointment. No, Perth girls have been great. It's just really easy to be friends with and hang out and do stuff, but they haven't hit that next stage. But maybe there could be a plot twist where I do find a Perth girl. And 5, and which is an equal truth. This number 5 is going to be an equal truth. They are both beautiful, as always. Great personality. If you combine them, it's like the goddess. So those 2 are my 2 sex confessions. My next segment, personal life experiences. So, being on the spectrum, okay, I've had a lot of life experience. A lot of life experience I experienced from primary school to high school has been great. I've learnt all those steps to, you know, I may be a bit awkward, you know, I may be a little bit different in social interaction, but I am who I am. And if I didn't have the spectrum, I would have not been myself today. Would have been a completely different person, probably different interests. But I love what I do, and I love the content that I put out every single day. And I love spreading happiness. I love spreading affection to every single one of you. And then my last couple segments. So, since I finished TAFE and everything, I have become a little bit famous in Perth. I've attracted the rich, I've attracted the famous people, you know. I've gone to a couple gigs, I've been to a few comedy shows, I've seen a lot of amazing comedians, Luke Hitchell, Lewis Spears, been to the Dear Sunday gigs, saw the Potty Boys. What was amazing was seeing Jamo for the first time at that Luke Hitchell show. Jamo Dylan show, fucking amazing. And seeing Jamo, that moment, I'm always going to remember that moment. I was coming down, I wasn't upstairs, I was like coming down, I was walking, and I turned to the left, and I was about to walk out the exit, and then I turned behind me, and I saw Jamo, I was like, oh my God. And then we like locked eyes, because we kind of knew each other because I was on their Patreon, which is completely private and confidential. Shh. So once I saw him, I was like, you know, I wanted to say hi to him, and it was great seeing him for the first time. Got a photo and everything, and you know, Dylan left early, but that moment led to full of possibilities. And then last month I was at the Dear Sunday gig, and I saw him again. He was with Dylan, had a conversation with him. He's a great dude. Evan and Dill, I met them. Evan, a great guy. Dill's a great guy. They're all amazing guys. And I really appreciate the content that they put out to the universe, and I hope they they can't even speak English. I hope they just do amazing, next year and beyond, because they're going to be big coming into next year. They're going to be bringing guests. They're going to be smashing out all that content. They're going to get a lot of subscribers. Wait until Jamo and Dylan and Evan and Dill hit that 50K. It's going to be big. Once they hit that 50K, it's going to be... So it's going to be a huge year for them. So if you like podcasts like mine, I highly recommend the Jamo Dylan Show, P&C Lads, and also one of the other ones I watch is the Being Human Show. All three of them are like the Illuminati triangle. So follow all three of them and you'll get that trifecta. And once you hit that trifecta, you are king. You are Ashay Bra. If you follow the Jamo Dylan Show, the P&C Lads and Being Human Show. If you follow two of them, sort of Ashay Bra, but nah. If you follow one of them, that's okay. But if you don't, it's kind of like, oh, okay. Question mark, question mark, question mark. So that was huge, meeting all them. And then last Friday, I was at a gig and Evan was performing at the Beach Pit, and that was really cool. I was able to have a conversation with him, got a photo and stuff, and yeah. Because there's one thing for sure. When I started my YouTube channel, I wanted to meet the connections within the YouTube field. That's why I got tickets for shows. This is why, I wanted to meet them for the first time. When I put their names out there, when I started messaging them, when I started putting out some, voice messages and some content for their things, I was able to get it at Potty 73. And that Potty 73 is always going to be a big one. And also for the Being Human Show, that's a big one too. Because June the 4th was a big day. That day was when I had my first blue tick text me, and that was Luke Kidgel, absolute legend. He's a king. And when Evan Gosnay stated my Instagram name, legend_ACE2K21, and said a lot of amazing stuff about me. It was big that day, and that was nearly 6 months ago now, and look where I am. I'm here, sitting on the couch, and hopefully next year I can, implement a camera, do a lot more editing, because this is, straight off the bat, not a lot of editing, because podcast is pretty standard. You might need like a little bit of edits there and there just to get the transitions right, but for me, I'm just booming out content, I want to boom that content out, keep it perf centralized, because if you want to progress in your YouTube career, go for your local area first, then Perth, then Western Australia, then Australia, then probably the UK and USA, and then beyond. That way you got that short-term goals for each part, and you'll be on your way to history. And today is a very special day. It should be a public holiday for all Jamo and Dylan listeners. So I want to say happy birthday to Jamo, and I hope he has an absolute banger of a day and a banger of a Christmas. And Happy New Year to you, man. Hope to see you again sometime next year. And big things are going to come next year, and everyone will wait and see. And I just got my certificate for community services certificate, so I was really happy about that. So if you love my content, please like and subscribe, share, and be notified when my video comes. Thank you so much for supporting me on my journey, you Ashay Bras, you're absolute kings. I'm going to be pumping up content weekly, so stay tuned. I love you all, stay safe, and be kind to one another, because next year is going to be a hectic year. I love you all, stay safe, see you around. Ashay Bra is out.